I am from an easy step to English grammar. Hello, an easy step to English grammar. I am online. I am live to discuss with you some tidbits of grammar, English grammar. And you know that English grammar plays a vital role in spoken English, in communicative English, and in written English or writing English. Okay, my dear viewers, my patrons, and my well-wishers, please join my class, attend the class, please. And today's topic of discussion is sentence according to structure. You know that sentence can be divided into two groups. One is according to the meaning, and the other is according to the structure. Hello, my dear viewers, please attend the class. Please attend my live class so that I may clear your doubts. You see that according to meaning, sentence can be divided into 5 types. For example, assertive, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, and optative. Exclamatory and optative. These 5 types belong to sentence according to meaning. According to meaning, hello viewers, please join my class, please attend my class, like, comment, share, and subscribe to encourage and enthuse me so that I may appear before you with more grammatical items. However, so first of all, I have mentioned that sentence according to meaning. According to meaning is assertive, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, and optative. These are the 5 types of sentences. And according to structure, sentence can be divided into 3 types: simple, complex, and compound. Simple, complex, and compound. According to structure, remember it. However, let us enter the content. Hello, my dear viewer, please tell your friends that I am live on behalf of an easy step to English grammar, and I am discussing the most important grammatical item, that is sentence, and sentence according to meaning, and sentence according to structure. Clear? Then, what is a simple sentence? What is a simple sentence? How can we identify that the sentence is a simple sentence? For example, I have a pen, and if you are asked what is the verb in it, no doubt you will say that have is the verb. So have can be used both as finite verb and have can be used as auxiliary verb. When it is used in present perfect tense, has or have is auxiliary verb. But when you use has or have to get in the sense of get or receive, no doubt it will be used as the principal verb. There, whatever may be the case, I have append. So have is the verb. And how many verbs are there in the sentence? How many principal verbs? There is only one principal verb. Clear? So it is an example of simple sentence. I have done my work. I have done my work without any help. Here, have is auxiliary verb and done is principal verb. So how many principal verb or how many finite verbs are there in the sentence? There is only one finite verb, done, and have is auxiliary verb. Clear? So when there is only one finite verb in a sentence, when there is only one finite verb in a sentence, it is obviously a simple sentence. My dear friends, my patrons, my viewers, and my subscribers, please join my class. Please like, comment, share, and tell your friends that a retired teacher from Krishnagore High School, Krishnagore, Nadia, West Bengal, I am online just to discuss with you some grammatical items. Whatever may be the case. So, if you are asked in an interview, what is called a simple sentence? How can you identify the sentence as a simple sentence? And your answer will be when there is only one finite verb or only one principal verb in a sentence, the sentence is obviously a simple sentence. Clear? I am doing my work at home. I am working from home. Here am is auxiliary verb because it is present continuous tense and working is the principal verb. So there is only principal verb or finite verb in the sentence, and obviously it is an example of simple sentence. Another example I am giving. For example, my father had contributed to the relief fund a huge amount of money. My father had contributed a huge amount of money to the relief fund. So had is auxiliary verb because it is past perfect tense. Subject plus had plus past participle form of the verb. So had is the auxiliary verb and contributed is the principal verb or auxiliary verb. Clear? And in this case, you may be sure that it is an example of simple sentence. So, simple sentence can be constructed in different ways. That is different issue. I will discuss one by one. For example, by using participle, by using absolute phrase, by using infinitive, Clear? By using adverbs and adverbials, by using preposition plus noun and preposition plus gerund, and by using just noun in apposition or phrase in apposition. There are many methods of combining two or more than two simple sentences into one simple sentence. Clear? And I will discuss with you one by one: participle, absolute phrase, infinitive, preposition plus noun and preposition plus gerund, adverbs and adverbials, noun in apposition or phrase in apposition. Clear? So you will have to wait. Now I am giving you example of complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? The simple definition is that when there is only one principal clause and one or more than one subordinate clause or clauses in a sentence, the sentence may obviously be called a complex sentence. Clear? Again, I am repeating. And if you have an exercise book or a pen in front of you, I am giving you the lesson in a very slow speed, and you may ask me any type of question in the box, and I will definitely give you answer. I have no objection. I am a retired teacher. I have no other function at present. So my only function is to serve my students, not only in my district, but also throughout the world who are live. So my definition of complex sentence is that when there is only one principal clause and one or more than one subordinate clause or clauses, it is no doubt, or it is unambiguous, that it is an example of complex sentence. As for example, I am giving you an example. I told you that I would not attend the meeting. I told you that I would not attend the meeting. There are two finite verbs in the sentence, you see: told and attend. Would not is the modal or the auxiliary verb. Clear? If I tell you something wrong, mention, ask me innumerable questions in your box, and I will give you the solution. Okay? Hello, my viewers. Please like, comment, subscribe, so that I may be encouraged and enthused to appear before you with more grammatical items. However, I told you principal clause. Why is it principal clause? Because it is the clause on which the subordinate clause depends to express its meaning. To express its meaning. Okay? To express its meaning. I told you, principal clause, that I would not attend the meeting, subordinate noun clause. Why is it noun clause? Because it is acting as the object to the verb. Ask, the verb told. Ask, the verb told. What? By what? What did I tell you? The answer is, I would not attend the meeting. So, the entire subordinate clause is acting as the object to the verb told. So, I told you principal clause that I would not attend the meeting, subordinate. Noun clause, object to the verb told. So, it is an example of complex sentence. I am not. So, if you discuss noun clause in the complex sentence, then you will get object to the verb, subject to the verb, complement to the verb, complement to the preposition, different items. I shall have to discuss with you online one by one. First simple sentence, then complex sentence. However, I am giving you example of complex sentence that when there is only one principal clause in a sentence, it is an example of complex sentence. And when there is a subordinate clause or two subordinate clauses or three subordinate clauses, it is called complex sentence. Another example I am giving you. For example, another example, the boy with a turban on his head. Please follow my class and you will realize what complex sentence is. The boy with a turban on his head or with a hat on his head, who is standing under a tree, is my brother. Is my brother. The boy with a turban or a hat on his head, who is standing under the tree, is my brother. Now let us analyze the sentence, and you will be able to understand what complex sentence is. Okay. For example, the boy with a turban on his head is my brother. Principal clause. It is principal clause. And who is standing under a tree? Who is standing under a tree is subordinate adjective clause or relative clause qualifying the noun boy. And there is a difference of opinion between two grammarians. Somebody says, qualifying the noun phrase, the boy with a turban on his head. It's a very peculiar thing. Some say that qualifying the noun boy, and some say that qualifying the noun phrase, the boy with a turban on his head. It's a peculiar thing. Whatever may be the case, it is an example of adjective clause or relative clause. And there are only two clauses, that means two finite verbs in the sentence. One finite verb, just remember it. One finite verb is equal to one clause. One finite verb is equal to one clause. Now, let us take an example with two subordinate clauses and one principal clause. For example, the doctor who has a stethoscope in his hand is examining the patient who is gasping. Who is gasping? Remember the sentence. Just follow the sentence. The doctor who is examining the patient with a stethoscope in his hand, or the doctor with a stethoscope in his hand who is examining the patient is my uncle. And the doctor with a stethoscope in his hand is my uncle. Principal clause. Who is examining the patient, subordinate adjective clause or noun clause, and qualifying the noun doctor. Another example, the doctor who is examining the patient is my uncle who just returned from Delhi. Returned from Delhi. So the doctor is my uncle, principal clause. Okay. Who is examining the patient, subordinate noun clause or adjective clause, qualifying the noun doctor. Who is my uncle, subordinate, who is my uncle, who has returned from Delhi. Who has returned from Delhi? It is an example of subordinate adjective clause or relative clause and qualifying the noun uncle. So there are two subordinate clauses and one principal clause. So it is an example of complex sentence. Let us take another example. When the sun set, the swallow flew to his shoulder. When the sun set, the swallow flew to the happy princess' shoulder. So the swallow flew to the happy princess' shoulder. It is principal clause. There are two finite verbs in it. And you see, the swallow, when the sun set, it is an example of adverb clause of time. It is an example of adverb clause of time. And modifying the verb, flew. Flew. Clear? When the sun rose, we set out for the snow-capped hill. When the sun rose, we set out for the snow-capped hill. So we set out is a phrasal verb. We set out for the snow-capped hill. Principal clause. When the sun rose, subordinate adverb clause of time, and modifying the verb, set out. Clear? So in this sentence also there are two clauses, one principal clause and the other is adverb clause of time. Therefore, remember that complex sentence is nothing but it contains only one principal clause and one or two or more than two subordinate clauses. Clear? Let us stop here. Tonight I have explained to you simple sentence and complex sentence. Next day I will discuss with you compound sentence and different types of compound sentence and but, so, therefore, etc. All these are connectors will be used. And if there is any problem with you, please ask me any question, I will solve. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my dear viewers, so that I may be encouraged, I may be enthused to appear before you with more grammatical items. Again, I will discuss simple sentence, that is subject to the verb, object to the verb, complement to the verb, complement to the preposition, noun in apposition or phrase in apposition, adverbs and adverbials, preposition plus noun and preposition plus gerund. Okay, thanking all of you. Good night. Stay safe, stay mellow, and please follow my channel, An Easy Step to English.